For 187, over the past few years, as a team, we were constantly progressing. Things were constantly getting better. The year before last, we had 2 top 4 finishes. It was a big season for us. And then I think last year, throughout the year, we ran into issues with varying levels of commitment. Folks had to take time off. Some guys had to miss events, me included. And I think, towards the end of the year, it was getting pretty clear that I think Dave was kind of tiring out. We also knew going into World Cup that Greg Lazat would be retiring. So we knew we were losing Greg. Very shortly after World Cup, it came to our attention that Dan Zaleski and Nick Roberts weren't able to commit to the season. They weren't necessarily done, but we weren't exactly sure where they stood. So we were kind of going through the process of looking for new players. While that was happening, we also found out that Noel Tran, our coach, was also going to take a step back. So we were kind of in a difficult situation in terms of really trying to field a team and field a team that would be, ideally more competitive than we were in the year prior. And so while this was all going on, I was actually out visiting a buddy in California, and I got a call from Tim. And he asked, kind of what was going on with 187. I think he had heard that there were some rumors that we might not have a team in 2017. And to that end, he asked what my plans were. I had played with some of the Damage guys in the past. I'd played with Chad, Jake, Keith, and Jason up in Canada a few years ago. So, we had experience playing together. They were looking for, another guy to fly in to join the team to kind of round out the roster that they had last year. And so, I had a conversation with Dave, and we kind of both sort of talked through the situation with 187, the situation with Damage. And it was kind of clear that Dave wasn't exactly sure how he was going to field a team for 2017. And so I think, after having that conversation and really just thinking about the opportunity with Damage, I decided to move to Damage. And it was really sort of all at once that I think Dave then made the decision to shut the doors on 187. Yeah, so first event, we get to play Josh Pike on Revo, and I get to play Max on Infamous. So, I played with these guys for years now, and they're both great players. Max is an absolutely outstanding player. Infamous is a great team. Pike is also a very good player. It's wild, actually, seeing how much he's progressed over the years. We actually joined 187 right around the same time, so Pike and I have kind of, come up the learning curve together. So, I think they'll both be great games. I've played both teams in the past. I think Infamous, I think they were ranked 2nd last year. Not surprising, great group of guys, competitive team. I think they're our out-of-bracket match. So that'll be, I think, our first match of the tournament, so that'll be a nice way to start the season off. And then I'm obviously looking forward to playing with Pike, or playing against Pike. He's, they're both good friends, so it should be fun. I've never really had the opportunity to play former teammates, with the exception of, Laval going to Impact. So, it'll be fun. It should be a good time out there. So I'm flying down to Tampa next weekend for my first practice with Damage on the layout. We're going to be playing against Chicago Aftershock and PC Katana, so I'm excited to have a couple teams to play against to really shake off the rust and get ready for Vegas. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to get down there yet, so the off season for me has really been, drilling. I think a lot of it for me is mental. So watching tape, watching footage, and kind of preparing myself mentally for the time that I'll get next weekend and the weekend following with the team. In terms of gelling with the guys, like I said, I've played with a few of them before. I haven't played with Tim, but I know Tim pretty well. And, really just kind of talking with the guys over the past couple of months, I already feel like I know them better than I did just right when I made the decision. So honestly, at this point, I'm just excited to get down there and have an opportunity to play with the team, play in nice weather, and really get acclimated to their system and prepare for Vegas. Yeah, in terms of where I'll play with Damage, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm sure we'll take a look at the layout. We'll kind of see where everyone slots in. We have about 10 guys, so there are a lot of options. I kind of think of myself as a special teams guy. I can really play anywhere on the field. I know when I talked to Tim initially, they were thinking about having me maybe play the second on the Dorito side, which I like. I think that's where I've excelled with 187. But I'd love the opportunity to play up the gut. I think that's an area where I think I would do well, but never really had a chance to on 187. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to sort of play all over the place and just kind of see where I fit in and how I can complement the roster that they already have. So again, Matt Darula, Tampa Bay Damage. Really looking forward to Vegas. Be sure to watch us. It's going to be an exciting event, and I think you're going to see big things from us this year.